All right, folks. Welcome back to another exciting episode. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of personal aspirations and those quirky little traits that make us uniquely ourselves. You know, I've always thought of myself as a bit of a homebody. There's just something so comforting about being in your own space, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, totally. I get that. But what do you think really makes a home feel like a home? Is it the decor or the people in it?
Great question. I think it's a blend of both. You can have the most stunning decor, but if the vibe isn't right, it just feels empty. I remember when I was searching for my first apartment. I was so fixated on aesthetics, I wanted the perfect kitchen and a cozy living room. But then I realized it was really about the energy of the place.
Oh, wow. That's so true. I've been in places that looked amazing but felt super cold, I once visited a friend's house that was all modern and sleek, but it felt like a museum. Laughs.
Exactly. And speaking of comfort, I've been thinking about getting a house with a yard for my dog. Just picture him running around, chasing squirrels, and having the time of his life.
Oh, that sounds adorable. Do you think dogs prefer yards over, parks? I've seen dogs go wild in parks, but a yard seems so personal?
That's a good point. I think it really depends on the dog's personality. Some dogs thrive in open spaces with other dogs, while others just want their own little kingdom to patrol. That's like how some people love the hustle and bustle of city life, while others prefer the tranquility of the suburbs.
Right. Speaking of personalities, I've noticed that some people can be really intimidating. I know someone who's super tall, and she admits that her height can be intimidating for some men. Laughs.
Oh, absolutely. Height can play a significant role in how people perceive each other. I remember a friend of mine who was really tall and had this commanding presence. She would walk into a room and everyone would just turn to look at her. But it's all about confidence.
Yeah. Confidence is key. So do you think that's something you can develop over time? I've been pursuing a career in public speaking, and I still get nervous sometimes. Sigh.
Definitely. It's all about practice and finding your voice. I didn't expect to be comfortable speaking in front of people either. I remember my first presentation. I was shaking like a leaf. But over time, I learned to embrace the nerves.
Oh man, I can totally relate. I feel like I'm always trying to stay optimistic, but sometimes it's hard, especially when you see people getting married after only dating for a week. Laughs.
Right? It's wild. But love can be unpredictable. I've seen people who seem perfect for each other, and then they break up after years. It's all about timing and connection.
Wow, that's deep. So do you think there's a secret to finding that connection? I've been pursuing someone for 10 years, and I'm starting to wonder if I should just give up. Sigh.
The age-old question. Sometimes it's about timing and being open to possibilities. I've had my fair share of crushes that didn't pan out, but each experience taught me something valuable.
That's interesting. So what do you think you excel at in your job? Is it connecting with people?
I'd say so. I love engaging with others and sharing stories. It's like when you're at a restaurant and the vibe is just right. You can feel the energy, and it makes the experience so much better.
Oh, totally. I really love the vibe of this restaurant we're at right now. It's so cozy. Laughs.
Exactly. And that's what makes it memorable. I always try to stay optimistic, even when things get tough.
Yeah, it's easy to get bogged down by negativity. But do you think it's possible to be too optimistic? I've seen people who just ignore the bad stuff, and it's kinda weird.
That's a valid point. There's a balance to be struck. It's important to acknowledge challenges while still holding on to hope. There seems to be no reason to doubt someone's story if they're being genuine, right?
Right. And speaking of stories, your words of affirmation have been really helpful for me. It's like, when you hear something positive, it just lifts you up. Sigh.
I'm glad to hear that. I think we all need a little encouragement sometimes. It's like when you're in a tough spot at work and someone believes in you. It can make all the difference.
For sure. So, do you think people can change? Like, I know someone who doesn't do things on purpose, but they keep messing up.
Change is definitely possible, but it takes effort and self-awareness. I've seen people transform over time, but it's a journey.
Wow, that's inspiring. And speaking of journeys, did you ever sleep in a bunk bed as a kid? Laughs.
Oh, I did. It was such an adventure. I remember feeling like I was in a fort every time I climbed up there. It's funny how those little experiences shape us.
Haha, right? And how long does it take to get to your childhood home? Like, the journey takes about an hour door to door, right? Science.
Exactly. It's funny how time flies, but those memories stay with us. It's all part of the journey, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Music fades out. Wow, what a journey. I can't wait to hear more about your experiences next time.